Hi guys, Tony here from GME. Today we're going to talk about some of the key features of our XRS Connect range of radios and really what sets them apart from many of the other radios in our range and those of our competitors. So starting with the microphone, the main thing that you'll see that's different about an XRS Connect is the OLED display on the top of the microphone. The XRS is the only radio in the market that does feature an OLED display. You may be familiar with the OLED technology from some of the TV manufacturers that heavily promote this technology. But what it means for you in a UHF radio is it's a nice, bright, backlit dot matrix display. It's got an anti-glare coating on it, which means that if the sunlight is shining on the radio, you're wearing polarized glasses, or if your vision's not so good, you're going to be able to see what's displayed on the screen at all times. So it really makes sure that the experience of using an XRS is as good as it can possibly be. The second part that sets these microphones apart from many others on the market is the speaker in the front of the microphone. So the XRS has got a 2-watt speaker in the microphone. Most other radios have either a 0.5 watt or a 1 watt speaker. So what that means for you is that it's going to be a much louder audio output out of the microphone, whilst also retaining that really good audio quality which GME is renowned for. So nice crystal clear sound out of the front of the microphone. There's 31 levels of volume adjustment. Obviously with the 370, we've got the additional speaker in the main unit of the radio, but even with the 330, just this speaker in the front of the mic will give you plenty of volume even in a noisy vehicle. The next thing is the programmable buttons. So there's 2 buttons that can be programmed through the XRS microphone. The first is the XRS button. The XRS button you can program as a push or a push and hold, and the second one is the call button on the top of the radio. So the call button for the moment is just a push program, but with a future update we will enable push and hold technology, so you can program an additional function into that top button. Now the programmable buttons are really useful. With the top one you can program some of your cell call settings in there. You can program scrambler options, some of the XRS exclusive technology like active mute and voice playback, which we'll cover in future videos. But have a look through the manual. You can program the buttons either through the radio itself or through one of the smartphone apps, and it'll really make the user experience of an XRS a little more customized to how you want to use the radio. The last thing that's really quite unique about the XRS range of radios is the inclusion of Bluetooth technology. So you can't answer your mobile telephone through the radio, which is something we do get asked quite often. However, what the Bluetooth is in this radio for is to enable the connection to a smart device, be it a smartphone or a tablet, such as an iPad. We have 2 different smartphone applications for the XRS, the first of which is the XRS Connect app. Now the XRS Connect app does a couple of things. It's a really easy, intuitive user interface to enable you to change your settings on your XRS and then write them to the radio, rather than going through the menu system on the radio itself. This is also particularly useful if you're setting up a fleet of radios and you want to apply the same settings to the batch of radios. You do the settings once in XRS Connect app and then write them to each of the radios in the fleet. So a really good time-saving feature there. Another part of the XRS Connect app is the ability to create and share scan lists. You can create your own zones and then program receive-only channels into the radio and add them into your scan list with your 80 CB channels. The last part of the XRS Connect app, and arguably the most important part, is the ability to perform firmware updates. So as part of the XRS platform, GME has made a commitment that we will continue to offer new features and upgrades to the XRS platform. With that, we are able to push new software and firmware out through the smartphone application, which you can then download and write to your radio and unlock new features. The other application that we have for smartphones and smart devices is called XRS Location Services. We will do a future video on location services to give a proper rundown on the app and how to get the most out of it. But in short, Location Services enables you to use the GPS receiver in your smartphone to provide location data, which is then sent to the radio via Bluetooth and transmitted to other XRS users every time you push the push to talk button. This is great for when you're out in the bush and you want to stay in touch with the rest of your convoy and get a GPS location displayed on a map for where you're receiving calls from. So more to come in future videos. That's all for today, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments section.